Hello dear student, today my discussion topic is centrifugal clutch and diaphragm clutch. Now this is the learning outcome of the session, and from this session a student can learn the working construction of centrifugal clutch and diaphragm clutch. See the centrifugal clutch. Centrifugal clutch is used on the basis of centrifugal force. What is centrifugal force? Centrifugal force is the force which acts always outward from the centers, as you can better understand from this small diagram. Suppose any mass rotating in a circular motion, then there will be a centrifugal force that acted always outward towards the center, outwards from the centers. Now its working is totally depends upon the centrifugal force created by the driving members. Driving member may be chance engine or motor. The centrifugal force is used to engage the clutch. Now the centrifugal clutch are usually incorporated into a motor pulleys. This is called a motor pulley, and this is also called a motor pulley. Consists of a number of shoes on the inside the rim of the pulley. The outer surface of the shoes are covered with a friction material. These shoes, which can move radially in guide, are held against the bush or spider on the driving shaft by means of a spring. As you can see in this diagram, both the diagram are same, but the view from the different sides. Suppose this diagram, when we are looking from the side, or we can say perpendicular to the axis of the driving or driven shaft, then it look like this. When the arrangement is seen from the front towards the axis of the driving shaft or driven shaft, then it look like this. Now you can see here there is a driving shaft, there is a driven shaft. Some of the important part of the centrifugal clutch, that is called the driven shaft. You can see this is a driving shaft. This is a spider, you can say this is a spider or bush. This is driven shaft, and this is shoes. You can see here this is shoes, and this is friction lining, which is red in color. You can see here in this diagram here, and there is friction lining is here 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now its working is totally depends upon the centrifugal force created by the driving members of engine or motors. As I have already told you, the centrifugal force is used to engage the clutch with driven shaft. As the engine starts rotating, it produces a centrifugal force which makes the sliding shoes to move outward. The friction lining of the shoes gets connected to the inner surface of the drum, and it starts moving. Since the drum is connected to the driven shaft, so the power is to be transmitted from the engine shaft to the transmission shaft, and finally load is also transmitted from the engine to the other transmission shaft. We can easily understand with the help of this diagram. You can see here this is a engaged condition, this disengaged condition, and in this is a engaged condition. In disengaged condition, we can see here this shoes is not connected with the pulley. There is some gap between this. So if this connected with the engine, then it get rotating, but this pulley is in a stationary condition. But what happens when the speed is got increasing due to the centrifugal force? This will connect with the pulley, and they all assemblies start rotating together. We can also say as the engine start rotate, the inside the assembly of the centrifugal clutch start also rotating, but drum remain stationary and no power is to be transmitted at the lower speed, and the centrifugal force produced is not sufficient to overcome the spring force, so the clutch remains disengaged in condition. You can see here. Then what happens when the speed is increased? The centrifugal force also increases. Now centrifugal force greater than the spring force is very important things. In this case, when the speed is increasing high, the centrifugal force is greater than the spring force. This allows the sliding shoes moves outward against the spring and get engaged in this condition. In this condition, the centrifugal force is greater than this spring force. Then this allowed to make a contact in the pulleys. Now the drum start rotating and transfer of rotating power from the engine to the driving shaft of the assembly. When the load on the engine is increased, its speed decreases and disengages the clutches like this. Now this is the when the centrifugal force exert the spring force, you can see here the switch moves outward. This moves outward and comes in contact with the driven member. This is called driven member. This pulley is connected with the driven member. When it get attached to this driven members and press against it, and due to pressing, a high amount of friction is generated between this contact point, which means this contact point. The force with which the switch presses against the driven member is the difference of centrifugal force and the spring force. That is a great things. Whatever amount of the force is by which the switch get compressed in this pulley, that will be the difference between the centrifugal force and spring force. The increase of speed causes the switch to press harder and enable the more torque to be transmitted. And this type of centrifugal clutch is also called the automatic clutch. That's why some of the major area of the applications, like here, it is used in scooters, mopeds and go-karts. It is also used in chainsaw and lawn mowers. Mostly the centrifugal clutch is used in textile industries, and also it is used in boats and paramotors. Now some of the advantages of and disadvantages of the centrifugal clutch. Firstly, I will discuss the advantages. First advantage is that it is easier for the driver since the operation becomes simpler. It is low in price comparison to other type of clutches, like say we can say cone clutches or multi-plate clutches and single plate clutches. It requires very little maintenance because it has a very less number of parts in the centrifugal clutch, so it's require very less maintenance. The engine speed can be precisely controlled by the selecting springs. And some of the disadvantages. First disadvantage is power transmission is limited due to the slip. There is a high chance to get slip between the switch and pulleys. It cannot be used to transmit the high amount of torque. ये जो बहुत ज़्यादा टॉर्क को ट्रांसमिट नहीं कर पाता, इसीलिए इसको हम हैवी व्हीकल्स में यूज नहीं करते हैं. The power transmission is totally dependent upon the controlled speed. जो पावर जो ट्रांसमिट करते हैं इंजन से हम, और वी कैन से ड्राइविंग शाफ्ट से ड्रिवन शाफ्ट में, टोटली डिपेंड करता है स्पीड कैसा है. If speed is higher, then power transmission is higher. Speed is low, then power transmission is also low. There will be also a power loss due to the friction and slipping. Now we can better understand from this animation. This is brake shoe, or we can say shoes. This is one part of a spider, and this is driving shaft which connects with the engine, and this assembly shoes, spring, spider connected with the engine shaft, and this is output shaft, that is called driven shaft, and this pulley is attached with the driven shaft only. At the lower speed, you can see here only shoes are moving with the spiders, but at the high speed they get contact with the pulley, inner surface of the pulley, and they will start rotate together. This is the normal working of the centrifugal clutch. Now I will discuss the diaphragm clutch. This is the diaphragm. Diaphragm will look like this. The construction of this type of clutch is similar to that of single plate clutch, except that the diaphragm spring called bevel spring are used instead of the ordinary coil spring, or we can say helical spring. Coil spring is also called helical spring. This type of clutch is more advantageous because it requires no release levers, and the spring itself acts as a series of levers. The pressure of the spring is always varying. It increases till the spring reaches its flat position and decreases with the passing of this position. If this clutch is used, the driver does not require to exert such a heavy pedal pressure to hold the clutch out of engagement as in case of the coil spring type clutch, or we can say the single plate clutch, in which the helical spring or coil spring are used. Now this is a simple diagram of diaphragm spring, in which we can see here this is a diaphragm, this is a casing, and this is a pressure plate, and this is a clutch plate, this is flywheel. It consists of diaphragm spring, which is supported on fulcrum, retaining rings, that is pivot ring, so that any section that the spring can be regards as a simpler lever. In the engaged position, the spring pivot on the rear pivots rings as it is held in the clutch cover. This is clutch cover, also called this is clutch cover, so that its outer rim contact with the pressure plate. This outer rim is contact with the pressure plate. In this position, the pressure plate is in contact with its outer rim. Therefore, sufficient pressure is to exert by the spring, making a firm contact between the pressure plate and the clutch plate, as well as the flywheel in the steel of the now it is natural conical shape. This is a simple diagram of diaphragm spring. In the single plate clutch, there is a helical spring which consists at this position, but in this spring there is a diaphragm spring. You can see here blue in color, which is conical in shape, that is the diaphragm spring. Now this is flywheel, this is pressure plate, this is yellow in color, this is pressure plate, and this is clutch plate. You can see this is clutch plate, or we can say clutch disc. This is driven shaft attached to the gearbox or wheel. Now what happens in this condition? When the engaged condition, diaphragm spring takes flat. When it get engaged, diaphragm spring get flat position and exert a load upon the pressure plate. Pressure plate exert pressure on clutch plate, and to keep the contact with flywheel, the clutch shaft also rotate and power is to be transmitted. But what happens when it get disengaged? When the driver press the clutch plate, diaphragm spring takes on its original conical shape, and there is no pressure exertion by the pressure plate. There is no any pressure exert by the pressure plate on the clutch plate. From this, the clutch plate moves axially outwards and stop rotating. In this case, power is not transmitted from the engine shaft to the driven shaft, or we can say any other transmission system. This is same things that to disengage the clutch pedal is depressed that cause the linkage to move throughout bearing towards the flywheel. As the bearing contact the inner position of the conical spring, it moves forward, which causes the rim to move backward since the spring pivots on the front pivoted rings, as I have told in the previous slide. It removes the pressure on the pressure plate and release the clutch disc from the contact with both driving members. That is called the driving shaft and driven shaft. Some of the also advantage of the diaphragm clutch. First advantage is it requires lower operating effort due to reduced friction in the clutch mechanism. Second is there is a constant and uniform load on the driven plate throughout the life of the clutch. The third one is at high speed the clamping load on the diaphragm spring is not affected, as in the case of coil spring, which start bowing or destroying the transversely. In case of single plate clutch, the spring is used the helical spring, and when the torque is enough, or when the high torque is to be transmitted, then a spring gets bowing or destroying transversely. But in the diaphragm spring, this is not happens. The fourth advantage is the dangerous vibration in the vehicles are altogether eliminated because it provides accurate balance at all times. This is not happens in the single plate clutch or multi plate clutch. In this case, in this diaphragm spring, the vibration is also eliminated because it provides accurate balance at all times. It is always remain in balance in conditions. Due to compact size, a clutch housing requires quite short compared to the other type of clutches. One of the disadvantages is that insufficient in this diaphragm spring, insufficient clamping force in case of larger diaphragm. When we use the larger diaphragm, the clamping force is insufficient. This is the great disadvantage of this clutch. Thank you.